select what industry he's dealing with. So in this case, obvious, it's in automotive. You got all the different sort of premises. So we're basically saying like, I'm an idiot, I don't know what I'm doing. I want to really figure out what to do. I've never used a hardness tester before. I completely want to bulletproof it. And again, it's going to define like what is the sample thickness of that piece. And now if you go back, go to the thickness again. It's going to be about 70 actually. Again, these doesn't have to be absolute accurate values, but whatever you kind of see is an estimation. Surface roughness, again, just guess it based on the surface roughness plate that you've given. And again, define the shape. Obviously, this dictates which is where you actually perform it. Next thing, the device makes a recommendation to you. And it also gives you the guideline for the sandpaper. For surface preparation. Remember you had that roughness comparator plate? You know exactly what to do. And again, it tells you whether this device was verified or not. In this case, it isn't. And if you press next in here now, Shankar, it will take you straight to the measurement page, and you're ready to do the test. But before we do that, Shankar, we're going to actually mess around a little bit with the screen and show you how you can customize it to your preferences, really. So you can decide, obviously, the direction, what it's doing there. You can even go ahead and change the material, like everything. So basically, the basic stuff you've always done. Under the setting, you can choose your primary or secondary scale. With negative 550, we also are like more is better. So let's give you more than one scale at the same time. So you can have two different hardwares displayed at the same time. Again, that custom J was for Japanese conversion. Remember we talked about the conversion table? The different countries have their own. We also included the Japanese conversion in there. What's Nanda doing now is changing the way each of these screens work. So you can go to bar view, for example, instead of the users view, and maybe you could do an impact, and then change the other parameters again. So you can see he's done a few impacts there. Next thing you can actually do, if he clicks on this icon again, and he will be able to put this on the conversion view, where you'll be able to see things. So here, if you go to the primary scale and then change that to thickness, for example, and then you can see that's your actual curve. So you'll be able to see exactly what's going on. In the past, people never knew like what actually going on, what we talked about conversion, but by visually giving it to you, it kind of adds that education factor a little bit. What you could actually move these screens around as well. Shankar going to do that. You can bring that down or take that up. So basically, the world is your oyster, as we like to say in the UK. You do what you want to do. Lastly, you might want to kind of have this particular screen and that only. So if you press the multi button, it will just make it full screen. And now if you click here, you'll be able to again change it to whatever you want to see. One of my favorite ones is the users view. Shank, we're going to click on the users view, and then in here you can actually decide what information you want to see. So you can click any of these windows, and Dan is going to do that for you now, and then you can decide what information you want to see on that window. So if you're in the field and just after a certain information from your test, you can customize it to your needs. Which is really cool. I mean, we're going to have them here, so all of you guys can get your hands a little dirty, hopefully today do some testing with it. But it is really as simple as it looks. Everything is within a touch of the finger for you. So what I wanted to say here before we take a little break and play around with the real thing here is that earlier when we started the presentation, we looked at where the hardness started, where we started within that sort of, let's say, journey and process, and how we acknowledge all these problems, like we dealt with uncertainty, verification, certitude, and all of these things that had kind of affected a healthy inspection process. And what we've done now, what we've introduced with our NKTech 550 as a proper, effective solution to these problems. So everything that we started from the beginning of this presentation, now we've addressed how it's going to come over. And I'm not going to kind of